Hi, I'm Gordon Black from the American Canoe Association. We offer a free presentation on paddle sport safety. Paddle sport is growing rapidly into one of America's favorite outdoor activities. We want everyone to be safe and to have fun on the water. Every paddler is responsible for their own safety and needs judgment and skills to be able to exercise good judgment in this potentially hazardous environment. This presentation contains useful information on safety and helpful tips on boating skills. Don't let accidents happen. Make safety a priority. Remember, you're in command. A few safety tips can help you enjoy a great trip. Think for a moment, what do you need to be safe, comfortable, and to have fun on the water? First of all, paddling can be safely enjoyed, but accidents do happen. Carry maps or charts and a compass if needed. Plan an emergency course of action and leave it with a friend, relative, or an outfitter, perhaps a marina. That's your float plan. Because of Homeland Security concerns, many federal properties now have security zones. Naval Vessel Protection Zones direct boaters to stay at least 100 yards away from Navy ships, unless you're directed to approach, as well as installations, piers, and other security zones. Make sure you know about local restrictions too. Help keep America safe. Respect other users on the waterway. Paddle as far away from anglers as practical, and cross busy waterways only when necessary and as quickly as possible. Respect landowners. Don't litter, don't trespass. Leave the area cleaner than you found it. Remember that people on larger, faster boats may not be able to see you, so stay alert and ready to get out of the way if you need to. Wear bright, reflective clothing. All boats are required to display proper navigation lights in low visibility. For canoes and kayaks, a bright flashlight will usually do. The United States Coast Guard also requires all boats to carry a loud whistle or other sound signaling device, like an aerosol horn. These are used to communicate with other boats and to signal for help. The recognized emergency signal is at least 5 short blasts. Never paddle alone. Paddling with a group is much safer than traveling alone. And please, no alcohol while boating. You'll need your wits about you. Never boat under the influence. Always wear a life jacket. These boats can be easily tipped over, and you need to practice to reliably empty and re-enter them. Meanwhile, you'll be in the water, which is often shockingly cold. Gulping a little water can start respiratory distress. You may experience cramping, or you may have injured yourself in falling in. Any of these things can lead to swimming difficulties. Wearing a properly fitted, meaning snug, life jacket is good insurance. It's such a simple safety measure. Wear a properly fitted life jacket. There are 5 types of personal flotation device. It's important to understand the trade-offs, the strengths, and the weaknesses of each type, so that you'll be able to choose the correct one for your intended use. The types are: Type 1, intended for offshore use. These are large, bulky jackets. They will turn most unconscious persons face up. Because of their bulk, they are not recommended for paddlers. Type 2, nearshore buoyancy vests. These are the familiar horse collars, and these will turn some unconscious persons face up. Because they are generally uncomfortable for extended wear, they are not recommended for paddlers. Type 3s are the flotation aids, also called swim vests. These jackets are designed so wearers can place themselves in a face-up position in the water. They are comfortable, allowing good range of motion. We do recommend these for paddlers. Type 4. These are throwable devices. Seat cushions and life rings can be thrown to a swimmer. Since they are not worn on the body, they are not recommended for paddlers. Type 5. These are special use life jackets and can include rescue vests, inflatable life jackets, and other life jackets for specific applications. Depending on design and application, they may share attributes with other type PFDs, so they may be appropriate and recommended for certain uses by paddlers. It is especially important to read the label. These must be used in accordance with the label. Dress for safety. Watch out for sharp objects on shore, and wear shoes that will stay on in case of a swim. River sandals, running shoes, and wetsuit booties work best. Clothes to fit the conditions that you might have to swim in will make you more comfortable. If the weather is sunny, sunscreen and a hat will help. On rainy days, an insulation layer and a rain jacket can keep you comfortable and enjoying the trip. And no matter what the weather, take plenty of drinking water. If the water is very cold, or if the air and water temperature combined don't add up to 120 degrees Fahrenheit, you may want a wetsuit or a paddler's dry suit. Hypothermia is a very real danger, even on nice days. Know the help and huddle techniques. They can save you if shore is not within swimming distance. Stay with your boat. It offers useful flotation and is more visible to rescuers and other boaters. Consider taking along a change of warm, dry clothes in a waterproof container in case you do get wet. These boats can be easily tipped over. If you're properly dressed and prepared, capsizing doesn't have to be a big emergency. Getting in these boats can be challenging. Bring the boat parallel to the shore or dock. Then always try to keep 3 points of contact with the boat, such as both hands and a foot, or both feet and your seat. Move slowly and keep your weight low. If two folks are getting in a tandem boat, the heavier one usually gets in the back, or stern, and does so first, while the front, or bow, paddler holds and steadies the boat. The stern paddler then steadies the boat while the bow paddler gets in. When exiting, we do this in reverse, with the stern paddler climbing out last. Moving around in a canoe or kayak can be an unsettling experience. Minimize that movement, and if you must move, keep your weight low and balanced over the center line of the boat. Remember, 3 points of contact at all times. Your shoulders should stay within the sides of the boat to keep from tipping over. If you lean over the edge of your boat, you can kick it out from under you. Keeping your paddle in the water will also improve stability. Any gear, like bags or coolers, should be tied in and kept low and in the center of the boat to improve stability. Watch out for weather changes. Check the weather forecast prior to going on the trip and during the float trip if possible. Wind can blow you off course and can form large waves. Larger, faster boats can cause wakes, which are also waves. If you come across waves, try to avoid having them hit your boat sideways. Instead, take them at an angle. That's the driest ride. Of course, other weather conditions like torrential downpour and lightning can be big dangers too. Fog and approaching darkness are obvious hazards. Stay alert. Before conditions deteriorate, get off the water. Avoid extreme conditions because high water, wind, and fast current carry increased risk. Be aware that even gentle current can cause dangerous hazards like strainers. These are trees, rock sieves, piers, and docks that allow water through. Gentle current can generate enough force to hold and trap boats and people against these strainers, so they are serious hazards. Avoid them. Fast water may create waves, eddies, and powerful currents that require training and practice to navigate. Even gentle rivers may contain hazards, such as low-head dams. These are dams with water flowing over the top. They have powerful churning currents on the downstream side and are life-threatening, even when the drop is only a few inches. Since these can be invisible from upstream, the paddler must be familiar with the intended route. Check with guidebooks, maps, outfitters, and other paddlers for information on possible hazards. Remember, when in doubt, get out and scout. Build confidence. Practice rescuing yourself on a nice day in a safe environment. Paddlecraft are usually small, light, and easily tipped. Capsizes are common. If you do tip over in current, keep your body flat on the surface and your feet up. Backstroke to shore and stand up only when the water is knee-deep or less to avoid entrapment on underwater rocks and strainers. If you are close to shore, just swim your boat to the edge, dump out the water, re-enter, and you're on your way. If you're too far out to swim your gear to shore, get your companions to help you empty and re-enter your boat. A little planning and practice can keep a swim from becoming a big emergency. Paddling a kayak is easy. Alternate taking paddle strokes on each side to go straight. Position your hands evenly along the paddle shaft, at least shoulder width apart, and keep the blade close to the boat to track in a straight line. Sweep the paddle through the water in an arc away from the boat to turn. Back paddle to stop. If two people share a tandem kayak, they should paddle on the same side at the same time in order to keep their paddles from getting tangled up. Paddling a canoe is easy. Boats tend to turn away from a solo boater's paddle or a stern paddler's side in a tandem boat. This veering can be simply fixed by switching sides every few strokes. Keep your paddle blade close to the side of the boat to track in the straightest line and to make switching sides less frequent. In most boats, 5 to 10 strokes per side is about right. To turn easily, sweep the paddle through the water in an arc away from the boat. Back paddle to stop the canoe. When paddling in tandem, canoe partners should always paddle on opposite sides and time their strokes so that they're together. Lots of communication is needed so that the paddlers can work together to go straight, turn, or stop. You should be aware of federal, state, and local regulations. Among these, you're required to have a personal flotation device, a sounding device, and a light with you in low light conditions. You should never boat under the influence of alcohol or dangerous drugs. Check with Marine Patrol officers for regulations that may apply in your area. These officers can also be sources of valuable information on current water conditions and other useful information. Boat defensively. Watch out for other boats. You will know and follow boating regulations, but other boaters may not. Paddling is a wonderful, diverse, healthy pastime. You'll be much safer and enjoy the sport more if you learn more about it. Educational videos, books, and information on courses taught by certified instructors are available from the American Canoe Association. Outdoor activities are an assumed risk sport. This presentation cannot take the place of appropriate instruction for paddling, swimming, or life-saving techniques. Every effort has been made to make this guide as accurate as possible, but it is the ultimate responsibility of the paddler to judge his or her ability and act accordingly. Enjoy your trip, and please wear your life jacket.